Hello, my name is Jen Bursch. I'm a partner at Tyler Bursch, and I'm here sitting with Nathan Klein. He's also a partner, and we both do a lot of employment law and civil litigation, and we're here to tell you today about 5 new laws that are going to affect businesses within California as of January 1st, 2021. So let's just jump right in. Nathan, why don't you tell us about SB 1383?
Sure. SB 1383 is an expansion of the California Family Leave Rights Act. Previously, it only applied to employers with 50 or more employees. Now it applies to businesses with 5 or more employees.
That's a big change.
It is, because it's pretty common in our area, especially in the Inland Empire where we're at in Riverside County, for there to be businesses with 10, 15, 20, 25 employees, and they usually didn't have to worry about this act. Now, down to 5, it's pretty easy for there to be 5 employees with a business, just to maintain your operations. You almost have to have 5 employees these days.
Yeah. Does the act require just a job guarantee as far as coming back, or is it paid leave as well?
Yeah, so it's going to be unpaid protective leave, similar to maybe, I'm sure a lot of our employers are familiar with the FMLA, where they go out on a qualifying event. They're entitled up to 12 weeks within a 12-month period. You don't have to pay them, but they are entitled to having their job. When they're ready to come back, you have to have their job available for them.
What about AB 1947?
Sure. That AB 1947 is going to protect employees that make complaints to their employers about labor code violations or other wrongful acts. Pretty much what it's doing is it's extending what's known as the statute of limitations. Previously it was 6 months. Now it's 1 year. So if you have an employee that they feel that they made a complaint to you as an employer that was a violation of their rights, and then you terminated them, it used to be once 6 months had passed from the termination, their claim would really be barred by operational law. Now they have up to 1 year. In addition, if they bring these complaints and are able to prevail, they're entitled to recover their attorney's fees. In contrast, you as an employer, you may have acted validly and in good faith, and you might even win a suit, but you're not going to get your attorney's fees back from the employee.
So it's very employee friendly, which is not shocking in the state.
Very, very standard for California.
What about SB 973?
SB 973 is aimed at really sort of trying to figure out the demographics of employees, their pay scales, and sort of the diversity you've got within California employers. Now, it only applies to employers with 100 or more employees, but it's going to require you to report the salary scales, and the demographics, both race, gender, of your various classes of employees, all the way from executives to maybe your minimum wage hourly workers that you've got. One of the tricky things about this law is a lot of times it's going to require reporting on executive salary. We as executives, or not we, but as executives, oftentimes you don't track all your hours real closely. This report's going to require you to submit the hours though that everybody's working. It's really aimed at, I think, making pay more transparent in California within private businesses.
Yeah, it is interesting. Even not technically executives, but as partners in a law firm, definitely will impact us as well. All right, AB 2257, which addresses independent contractors.
Yeah, and this, I think, is going to be the state sort of, this is in response to a lot of the backlash from the so-called ABC test introduced by the Supreme Court in 2018, and then the subsequent AB5 law that was implemented. We're continuing to see that the AB5 and the ABC test, they really don't work in every industry. There's a lot of the gig industries really work better as a gig industry, so to speak. And I think what this is doing is it's really introducing a lot more exceptions to that AB5, where we're just going to carve out certain exceptions for a whole bunch of different industries. Some of those include, there's wedding planner, there's publishers, there's carve-outs for musicians. It's across a wide variety of industries where it's pretty common for there to be an independent contractor.
Definitely, that's definitely much needed at this point. There are a lot of industries. We talk to those people every day that it's difficult. Another one is hair salons, that it's been difficult for them as well.
Yep. And I think you can even see the California people are sort of in agreement that AB 5 was overbroad, because I think, AB 22, the Proposition 22, excuse me, just passed that, sort of restored the independent contractor rights of drivers for, Uber and Lyft and companies of those sort.
Absolutely. All right, last one, AB 2017.
Yeah, this is an expansion of kin care leave. Kin care meaning if you need to leave because you're taking care of a family member. Really all it's doing is it's mandating that employees are now entitled to take up to half of the sick time that they're allotted by their employer. Previously, it was up to an employer's discretion on if you needed to leave to take care of an aunt or an uncle or a daughter or son because of they were out with surgery or they were suffering some kind of illness. It used to be, and the employer could say, yeah, we'll let you use your sick care for this if you have any. Now, the employee is entitled to take up at least half of it. So if you've got employees and you give them, up to 6 sick days per year, they're entitled to use up to 3 towards kin care to make up for any missed work.
Great. Well, I think obviously with all these changes, this is just broad strokes, but they're going to affect businesses differently, and there's some differences in the laws, and we're here to help you if you need it. Please just give us a call. We can do Zoom conferences. We can do phone conferences. We can also do in person. You also can sign up for our Courtside legal newsletter on our website, which is going to have a write-up of all these laws. We'll send out an article that kind of goes through them a little bit more in depth than we've been able to do here today. And also just like our YouTube channel and subscribe. Thanks, everybody.